Let's be honest, they would never choose the bear. That's just propaganda by weak people. My favorite part is you choosing to like your own comment because no one else did. The man versus bear question is just a metaphor to represent how a lot of women are on high alert in regards to their safety around men that they don't know. And this comment was left on a video about the case of Giselle Pellico, where she was abused by her ex-husband, who invited strangers off the internet to come abuse her as well. She became a victim of horrific abuse at the hands of a man that our society and culture would routinely deem is a man that a woman could put her trust and faith in, that has her best interests at heart and is concerned for her safety and overall well-being. That man being the man that she chose to marry. And the information's out there that the person most likely to bring harm a woman's way is a man that she's in a romantic relationship with. A few people on that video made mention of this German documentary on YouTube, in which a couple of journalists infiltrated groups on Telegram, one of which had upwards of 70,000 members, in which the members exchanged images and videos of them drugging their intimate partners until they were unconscious so they could take advantage of them and abuse them. They egg each other on, they offer suggestions on what they can do to their intimate partners while unconscious, participating in acts that they know their intimate partner would not consent to if they were conscious. They also give you tips and tricks on the types of drugs to give to your intimate partner to render them unconscious. In the case of Giselle Pellico, she was being drugged for over 9 years, and from our understanding, she never had any inclination that that was what was going on. The man versus bear question symbolizes women the threat of a man that they don't know. The case of Giselle Pellico and that German documentary are examples of women being victimized and abused by men that they're in intimate romantic relationships with. If a woman was to pursue going skydiving, but before she went, she received plenty of information that there was a good chance her parachute wouldn't open, I could understand her reluctance to jump out of that plane. And perhaps instead of dismissing women's fears as being over-emotional, over-the-top, over-exaggerating, we're proactive instead in providing plenty of reassurance and evidence that there's more than enough, actually a ridiculous amount of sustainable parachutes. And I'm not actually talking about skydiving, because the reoccurring comment and message that I got from my video on Giselle Pellico was women thanking me for talking about the case because they hadn't seen a man talk about it. And I appreciate the sentiment, but for me, I'm just acknowledging the experiences of women. I genuinely think that counts for fuck all. And the way I feel about this is perfectly illustrated by this clip by stand-up comedian Daniel Sloss.
So how do we fix that? How does society, how do we fix this? How do we stop this happening? It's all I've been thinking about for the past year, over and over and over again. How do you fix this? How do you stop this? How do you prevent this from happening? The only thing I can think of is it has to involve us. And by us, I mean men.
Imagine if 70,000 men were sharing the Giselle Pellico case and expressing their disgust and dismay at it.
There are monsters amongst us and they look like us. If you are sick of the narrative that is currently going on about men, feel free to change it, but you have to get involved.
What if 70,000 men came out and said, I want women to feel safe navigating this world. What can I do to help assist with that?
Don't make the same mistake I did for years, which was just sitting back and be like, well, I'm not part of the problem, therefore I must be part of the solution, because that's just not how this fucking shit works.
Because women are getting more than enough information that there are plenty of men out there that don't.
I believe, and deep down I know that most men are good. Of course we are. But when 1 in 10 men are shit and the other 9 do nothing, they might as well not fucking be there.
If your reluctance to stand up and confront a man doing the wrong thing is a fear of retaliation, congratulations. Now you know how women feel.
Being good on the inside counts for absolutely fuck all. You have to actively be good.
I fail to see a downside in being active to want to do things to create a world that is more safer for women.
I can't do much, I just won't do nothing anymore, and I'm just suggesting that you do this.
It only stands to negatively impact those who don't care about the safety and well-being of women. And if we continue to have less and less of those types of people walking around in our society, the better our world will be.
If you think this does not affect the women in your life, talk to them after this show and watch your world crumble before your very eyes.
And while yes, we can acknowledge all the changes our society has done to move in that direction,
if you think this does not affect the women in your life, it's not because it's not happening to them, it's because they don't trust you enough to talk to you about it.
it's more than evident that there's still plenty of work to do. So drop the ego and stop leaving stupid comments like this and start showcasing your actions to indicate to women that you care about their safety. That goes beyond simply not engaging in doing the wrong thing. Because if you genuinely care about the safety of women, that's what you truly want.